this live. I am only 10 minutes late today. Whew. But better late than never. Today we're doing office day. Marley came in here to see what we're talking about. He says he doesn't know, but I was out. I did you, I did a Amazon return on something I'd ordered. Even though I said I wasn't spending money, yeah, that lasted for 2 weeks, and then I'm not very good about that. Anyway, with that being said, here we are. I'm going to try to get the dogs out real quick. Let me see. Maybe Daniel can romance them with some treats. You want to go outside? All right. Summer, do you want to go outside? Y'all look at Summer for a minute. She says she ain't going anywhere. She going to stay right where she is. She said don't talk to her. She don't want to hear about going outside. Nothing. Not a bit of it. I am definitely going to get some sewing done today. I have some a little pair of pants to hem up. And we need to get that done. That would be great. And then I have my young adults are just getting up and moving and roaming around. So we will be not cooking dinner today, but maybe later. So that's our plan of our life today. I definitely have some sewing to do. Not only that, I have, get up there, get up. Has anybody ever used the double stick sewing tape? I love it. My son has a patch that he wants me to sew on to one of his sleeves, and it's a very heavy patch. However, with the double stick, it'll be a lot easier than him trying to put a pin into, I don't know where he did with his patch. Well, shoot, this is not good. Horrified. Oh, there it is. Okay. And he can pin it with the double stick, and it helps. I really like this when embroidering, so I'm going to show my son how to use it, and then he can put it on exactly where he wants it, and I can then stitch around it really quick. So all I am going to do is go ahead. It's just double stick tape. It is fabulous for if you have to sew a zipper or anything you have to hold and then pins are going to get in the way. It comes like, yeah, I mean, I have rolls of it, but I know I bought this. It's a RIT product, and eventually it will dissolve in the wash. Oh, wait a minute, double chin there. Dissolve in the wash, so I love that. We'll get that pinned up. Put my other, and I found that a couple of years ago, and it definitely makes repairs or patching or adding stuff a lot easier. Let me take my shoes off. So that will be my first thing I do, and I can actually sit right here, and we can, Summer says don't get too close to her, but yeah, I can get it and get it set. And before I spend hours, well, not hours, I'm just going to do a quick whip stitch around this to hold it on. I can be sure it's in the right place. And I wish when my husband was military and was pinning stuff that I had known about this, because it definitely makes life so much simpler. Does anybody else change their wallets out all the time? I have a wallet I use for traveling, and I have a wallet I use for walleting, for daily use. And they're very different. So, the other thing that I have going on today, do you guys want to go outside? Summer, did you want to go outside? Oh, I think we're going to go take the dogs outside. Come on, Marley. Let's go outside. Let me flip the camera around and we can all walk together to take those dogs outside. Come on, Marley. Come on, Summer. All right. We shall walk this way. It is so bloody hot that you know, a nice humid summer day. I have a film on my window, so. All right, come on, Molly. There they are. Everybody wants to go out. Let me open the door, baby. Okay, hold on. Okay. Come on. Okay, come on, come on. Come on. There you go. There you go, black lady. Come on, good girl. There you go. You got it. Go ahead, Marley. All right. Oh, it is not too bad today, actually. But Summer being blind, she just needs a little bit of help getting down that steps. So we will wait till they come back up the steps. I'm going to go ahead and get my ironing board set up and my, yeah, I'm going to get the ironing board set up. So, we can get that into play. Yes, 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 yes. All right, I don't see them yet. They are definitely outside dogs right now. All right. Still waiting. The only problem with summertime is that front room, because it's so small and does not, where are they? They're really outside. Does not have a lot of cross ventilation. It definitely gets hot in there. Well, why don't we go ahead and walk back into, everything's a mess. The kids are just getting moving. But we'll walk back into the other room. Look, somebody used that blanket. Now, how hard is it to fold it up? I don't think it's that hard at all, do you? I don't think so. I do not think so. So does anybody else have a dehumidifier on their heating and cooling system? I'm going to tell you. What is one? Oh, Lord, that's horrible. I didn't know how to fold anything. It's one of the purchases that we made early on in this house. And I'm here to tell you, it was one of the best purchases. It had been out for a while. I'm waiting by the door because Summer's so old. I don't like her to be outside and not have me right here to let her back in, because we do not have a dog door for her to be able to come and go as she pleases. And I am not out here. This is my dog blanket. It's almost time to wash it. I don't like the dogs on my furniture without laying down blankets. A little backrest for that spot. So that's why I have my stuff covered. It definitely keeps the smell from getting too far in there. I hope everybody is having a fabulous day today. Let's see where the doggies are. Here they are. Here they are. Come on in, Summer. There you go, baby. Come on in. Summer doesn't let Marley up the stairs. Here he is. So on my other channel yesterday, I cut the grass and my sister thinks it's hilarious. So anyway, that was fun. It looks like Patrick is very busy in meetings today. That's okay. We will come back into our office. Everybody can get back into their spot and we will get to work. It looks like right here is going to be a great place for the ironing board. Let me spin you guys around, because when I'm looking at the back of the camera, I can't see if any of my friends come in. So let me go ahead. We'll do the old spinaroo. There we are. And we will spin it back towards this way. And I think right there we can have a nice little, here we go. And now we can see each other. Woohoo! And have nice conversations while we get our stuff done. Yes, yes, yes. So come on in, make yourself at home. I am working. Oh Lord, my husband got that stuff. Why would he do that? That plus is hard. There's a story behind my iron, but we won't get into it. I had a tailoring iron that weighed, it's only a couple pounds, but I mean it probably weighed, excuse me. Oh, good one. I didn't wet my pants. A plus. I had a beautiful heavy iron. I mean, it literally probably weighed 25 pounds. However, other people, excuse me. Ooh, excuse me. I've got allergies kicking in today. I don't know what's going on with that. I do not. Anyway, when you're using an iron and you don't use distilled water, you get all that crusty buildup. If you have access to distilled water for any appliance, use it. Just, one, you don't have to empty it, and two, it just expands. So I'm going to sneeze again, and I am so sorry. I don't know why. That is called the sneezels. I have the sneezels today. It must be time to vacuum and dust. I'm gonna sneeze again. Excuse me. So tonight I'm going to begin my nightly news lives at 6 o'clock. We're 6:30. Excuse me. Marley's like, what is happening? I don't know, baby. I shook out the dog blanket. Then I got to sneezing. Come on, baby. Come on, come on. Anyway, it's such an odd thing. Let me check right here on my computer. Excuse me. Oh, poor Summer ran out the room. She's like, I can't be part of that. It scares her when I sneeze. I'm right here at the computer. We're right here together. I'm gonna sneeze again.
You okay, Mama?
No, I'm sneezing.
Oh, Lord. Bless you.
Yes, mate. Oh, we'll find a spot for it. Thank you, Daniel.
You're welcome.
Yes, 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 yes. Let's see what's going on over here. There we go. We sneeze again. Oh my goodness, what are we gonna do? I don't think I can go any farther if I don't stop sneezing. Oh, it's too funny. Oh, it's just the story of my life. Do you have a room in your house that you like more than others, and why? Why? Here it comes. Excuse me. I can't sneeze and not. Wow. Oh, yes. Daggone it, I'm looking extra cute today. Summer wants to come back in here. Look at the back of my head. But she hates loud sounds. So with me sneezing, she is just not able to do anything. Which is kind of sad. But what are you going to do, you know? What are you going to do? Let me come on over here. Oh, thank you. I've got a book today. So, can we all be frank? I mean, we're all adults here, right? Like, if you're tuning into my channel, you're probably of a big age, real big age. Let's
The biggest age.
the biggest age. the biggest age, as my son says, the biggest age. Like, I'm very disappointed in myself. I set a goal, and for some reason, I don't keep the fire under myself to achieve my goal, and then I justify not meeting my goal. And I think it's a horrible trait. I think it's absolutely horrible for example for my kids. I think it's horrible for everybody. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna retouch this video. I don't even see it did anything. Anyway, that's where we are. Oh shoot! Every time I turn to the side, I better hold my neck. I had my blood work done. We were talking yesterday about that, and it just wasn't really that good. It was disappointingly disappointing, and I know it was myself to blame. But what can you do? You go forward. You know, we just go forward. There's no rhyme or reason with it, I don't think. But as long as we acknowledge that, then there is the possibility of change. I think. I don't know what you think. Let me know. So a quick heads up. Tonight, reading. Oh look. Oh, I got a metal rack back here, which is great because I had tried. One of the things that was left in my daughter's house was a drawer shelf, and I said, "Oh, I want that." So I can go ahead, turn my iron on, and sit it right there. Summer Girl's fan that she cannot live without. Summer, are you okay in this corner? Are you doing all right there? And I'm gonna need to hem. So today I want to go ahead and mark that shirt for my son, and I have these pants that need to be hemmed for my daughter, and that's what I figured we could look at during our live today. I love flowy stuff. I think that's how I buy my clothes. If it twirls and if it flows. Like, if it twirls and if it flows, I need to go get my other glasses. What do you think, guys? Anyway, yeah, so tonight at 6 o'clock, I'm going to start my 6 o'clock news. And I'm going to be reading tonight a newspaper, a 1925, because it will be in the public domain, a 1925 World News. Well, it's going to be a Chicago newspaper. I think I want to start in Chicago, and we'll read what was going on in 1925, and I'm sure it's going to make me feel better about 2025. Yeah, so that's where we're going with that tonight. I figured that. On my other channel, I am also going to start an ASMR reading with, my daughter wanted me to do Frank Dracula, but there's a lot of Draculas already published, so I think I'm gonna pick a different book. Truly, it doesn't really matter. And let's see. Anyway, my sister just sent me something. I forgot to turn the ding off. But what can you do? So, with that being said, let's get to work. So this is the shirt that my son wanted his badge put on. And I gotta find the dead center of it. Yeah, and where it comes down. So let me double check. Let me holler to Daniel. Hey Daniel, your patch you want on the right arm, correct? Gotcha. All right. So he does want it on the right hand side. I am going to take it from the top line, fold this sleeve. Here's my bottom part of my sleeve. And Huh. It is going to be top right here. And the nice thing with how this will, oh yeah, see, so my top is right here. The nice thing about this tape that I'm going to use is that it will allow you to not only pin something or place it without sticking a pin through your finger, but it allows you to try it on, and you can definitely see where your placement is. So with that being said, what I'm going to do is lay his sleeve out right here. I see what he wants. Yeah, I think right there is dead center. Yeah. It's so weird with military stitching. Stuff doesn't necessarily line up direct. Okay, but I kind of have an idea where it is. And this is an old uniform that he got from somebody. I don't know. All right. So I have it laid out. It's going to go in this area. And what I do as the first step is I take the patch, but I have my double stick tape that is double stick, and it's specifically for sewing, and it will dissolve over time, which I love it. It's just amazing. So I'm gonna put a couple pieces. You just stick it to one side and cut it, roll it down, and I'll do one down the center, one down the center, right there. I didn't need a whole ton of it. I don't know if you can see. I just used the two pieces, just enough, or I could have done a top piece and bottom piece. I am not looking for this to hold the patch onto the fabric indefinitely. I'm looking for this to hold the patch while I stitch. So what you do is once you roll it down, kind of rub it to make it really adhere. Ooh, I'm glad I got over my sneezes. So we will get it adhering. Hello, Nikki. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. We are sewing today. Sewing, sewing, sewing. So I take my double stick sewing tape. I bought this at anywhere that they sell notions. You can get this and just kind of rub it down just so it gets a good adherence. Then it just peels right off. Make sure it's sticking to the other part. This top piece doesn't want to stick. There we go. The second piece did not stick. Let me get another piece. Hold on. This already has like a plastic backing, and I think going over the stitch it was too much. So I'm going to put a piece where it's flat in it. Like I said, this changed my life with putting in zippers when I found this tape. So I'm going to put a little piece right here on the nice flat spot. And it does, if you're doing like fine stuff, this is going canvas onto canvas, but it definitely washes away, and just, it is amazing because you don't have to worry about pulling pins out. You can stitch over it. I just rub it down real fast, gently peel that edge so that you get the sticky to stick where you want it to stick. And it's not a heavy tack, it's just a very light. All right. Guys, we're not going to fake our age here. Let me get my handy dandy. There it goes. Sometimes, you know, trying to get double peels to separate is a little tough. What I'm going to do is put it on where I feel it should be. Actually, Daniel, come here, please.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have him put it on and I'm gonna slap it against and it'll be right where he wants it. And then I can stitch it just that simply. I'm gonna also probably go ahead and add a safety pin in to it. So let me hand him this. All right,
Okay.
darling, this has double stick tape.
Yeah.
So if you slide this on, we can put it exactly where you want it and we don't need to pin. Okay, so you want it right at this spot,
Yeah, like right there.
right there. Do you want to go check it? All right, yep, it's not gonna hold tight, it's just a little bit.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. So there we go, now we have it stuck. Perfect, thank you.
You're welcome. Oh,
That's all right. Oop, oop.
yeah, right there.
Yep, right there. So we have the double stick tape holding it down just a little bit. We will make sure it lines up. It kind of came out of alignment. And when I sew patches, I hate getting stuck by needles. So I am coming over here to get some safety pins. And just because we're going canvas onto canvas, there is just no point of sticking myself. Even if I wanted to run across it with a machine. So if you've never used the double stick sewing tape, I highly recommend it for zippers and stuff. And then we are able to really line this up. See how it's holding? So I had two pieces here and a piece there, and it's just nice and held. So there we go. Now we can get this done. We're just going to do a quick whip stitch around it. It's not that heavy, but with my broken fingers and all, I am probably going to have to use a pair of pliers to pull my needle through unless I can get the embroidery exact. We'll see. But this is going to be part B of our day. But it's pinned with that. Like I said, you can find it in any Notion department. It is amazing. Just double stick sewer's tape and it dissolves in water. So, and also, yes, no, let's just leave that comment there. We're not going to keep talking about it. All right, next up, we have a pair of pants to hem. Do you mark your hems or do you just hold your breath and go for it? I am. This one I know. I just wanted to double check. It has a nice 2-inch hem right here already. And I'm doing these for my daughter who is, it's actually about, it's 1.5 inches, so when we roll it up, but she is, always needs her pants hemmed. But this is a nice, easy stitch across the top. We will just reproduce what is already there. And I'm going to make sure, she doesn't even need it that much, so, a single roll right there is going to do exactly what she needs. So, and then I'm going to leave that extra because these pants are very, very lightweight. And I like a little bit of weight in my hems to weight it down. I don't know. What do you think? Do you like an extra weight in your hem? I do. So, that's where we are. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and iron that up. I have to arrange everything. These are just some nice cotton pants. Probably should have washed them and dried them before hemming, but hey, we're doing what we did, right? That's nice and hot. Nice and simple. After I do this, and after the live today, the next step will be dinner. We're gonna have taco salad. We might just go in and cook after we get our sewing done today. And then we will have that ready. It's crazy having people that eat at different times of the, I mean, it's really not that big of a deal, but it's crazy. All right. I have ironed what I need to iron. Let's come over here and see what we have going on. All right. I have a light gray or dark gray on my machine. I never, ever, 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 I never, ever leave sewing machines plugged in because of thunderstorms. So, I don't know. I would unplug and turn off all the TVs and everything as well. Okay. Also, did you know? Do you know? Hold on, let me bring the machine over to us so we can talk about this while we sew, okay? Come on right over here with me. Let's come on down. Come on down, come on down, come on down. Come on down a little bit more. Okay, here we are right here. Okay. Do you know that you should never pull your thread out of the top? It totally can destroy your tension on your machine. I could even turn this on. All right, what you want to do is cut your thread from the top and pull it out from the bottom. If not, you do risk messing up your tension. There's boxes, there's my good sewing glasses. Alright, with that being said, here is how I thread my machine. Stepping on dog toys. Hold on, let me go get black. I had a dark gray, which is not what we need. We need a black. Black. Oh, that's a navy blue. I don't need that one. I need black. Look at old-fashioned black. Okay. Here we are. All right. Here we go, guys. I have my black thread. And this one I'm just going to use right like this. I have to switch my glasses to my sewing glasses. I had to buy a higher magnification, of course, but that's what it is. I get all the way around. Now I have two tricks for threading the machine without being able to truly see what I'm doing. The first trick is if you take anything solid and put behind my machine, it makes that needle hole pop out for me a little bit easier so I can easily see that needle hole. The second thing is I do have my magnifying glass right here ready to magnify all I need to see. But those are my two tricks. They do have the needle threaders, and I've had varying luck with those, but I just find it's easier just to have magnifying glasses everywhere for the one moment I need them. After that, I'm good to go. So we have our thread threaded. We have our pants rolled and hemmed. We are actually going to just stitch away, stitch away, stitch away. Remember, if you're learning to sew, you might want to put a few straight pins in if you don't know how much tension to use. Hey, Pat, welcome. But if you know how much tension to use, I rarely use straight pins. Adjust my chair, get my thing ready. the last thing I did was a zigzag stitch, so I want to make sure I am back on track. Open this up. Nice hem. You always start your hems on the inseam. So I am right here. And what I also like to do is move my needle. So I adjusted the needle from the center, and now I have my needle, I don't know if you can see it, I have the needle pointed to the outside. So instead of coming in the center, it's going to sew on the outside. Then I'll use this line as my line for where my fabric goes to get it right nice and close to the edge. That being said, here we go. I start on the other side of the, I'm having issues here. Okay. So I'm starting on the downside of that big knot, or the big seam. I got it ready. I go, back it up a set. Only takes a stitch. And we just run it. All right, take it on over. Now, if you definitely have trouble seeing, I have a great tip for you. You can add a piece of wrapping paper, what is the stuff you stick, tissue paper, between the two, and then you'll be able to see your black. And I will show you this. Hold on, I have some tissue paper right on my floor. So that's the first seam. It's done. Her pants are hemmed. But say your eyes are getting hard to see the contrast, because yeah, that's what happens. And if you don't have the light you need or whatever, let me show you a really quick trick. Hold on, let me go get some tissue paper. Well, you know what? I'm not even going to go get tissue paper. I literally had tissue from my desk. This is just like nose blowing tissue. Here is a little sewing hack for those of us that cannot differentiate between colors anymore. That's the one I just did. Shoot, where's the one I just did? I did such a good job, I can't even tell. Alright. So what you can do is you take your tissue and you fold it into the seam. Look, right here I have the tissue, I have a fan going, and I have it right at the seam, and I'm just going to fold it over so it's going to be inside the seam like that, and then I can pin it all the way around like that. I can even put it closer, you know, to the edge, because what I am trying to do is to be able to see how this lines up to here. I know it's going to hit the bottom, and I know it's a straight seam. Then after I sew, I just pull the tissue out, and then I can definitely easily see the variance between the two. That is just my eyes are getting weak, and I'm having trouble seeing where it is. So that's what it looks like with the tissue. I usually say with tissue paper, but napkin, this is a tissue for my nose. It works. What you want is something that's going to rip out of the seam easily. So that would work. Even one-ply toilet paper would come out of this seam easily. And I could pin it all the way around. So here is the difference on how it looks. Without that added in, I am trying to see right here. I'm trying to line up, can you see it? Right here. I'm trying to line up this black on black and keep my fabric straight with my eyes that aren't necessarily the best to which they used to be. So that is a wonderful trick. If you are having trouble seeing your seams, you can definitely, and like I said, it's nothing fancy. I'm literally going around a circle. Therefore, to add a tissue, right at the edge to see what I'm doing and to be able to see where that edge is coming. Oh, sorry guys. See, I can really see where that edge is. And it makes it so much easier to stitch. So that is my senior tip. Here we go. Let's see. Let me see if I can get this so I can really show you this technique without... Oh, now we're totally sideways. Hold on. All right. All right, guys. I'm going to double check on the computer that we have this perfect so you can see what I'm talking about. And I'll sew this seam for you. Let me look over here. Okay, I think you can see it pretty good, yeah? Okay, so here's part. I will do 1/2 without the paper and then 1/2 with the paper. So here is my seam. I'm trying to... I always put my in. Okay, so I'm going to stitch right here. And I'm going to keep this lined up to this black, right? I'm trying to keep this piece lined up directly with here. So as I'm stitching, okay, can you see it? All right, so I did that time, right? But now for the second half, what I'm gonna do is go ahead and I'm gonna add some tissue paper. And see, I can definitely see where I want this to line up, right? And then I can just keep adding another little piece of tissue paper as I go. And it's just kind of blocking it. I don't know. It's just making a contrast enough that I can see. Okay, and then I can just tear another piece off and I can add another piece of contrast. And literally all I'm doing, oh, I'm coming to the end here. Just need a little piece. I'm adding contrast for my eyes to be able to see the edge and where I was trying to stitch. And then I twink. Okay, so I was able to see my edge that way. It made it a lot easier for my eyes that are hard to see differences. And then it literally just pulls out. You just pull it out of your seam. See that? And you just clean it up. And it will disintegrate after a few washes. Just a little itty bitty piece of it. Let me cut this and we can bring it up and clean that edge up. So that is one of my tricks. And also, you know, if you're trying to sew on slippery fabrics or fabrics that chiffons or anything that's really loose, that's a trick we use with sewing with those kind of fabrics. But I love the fact that I can get a contrast or something to make that edge show up. And on the other side, you're not seeing that I did it at all. You can't see that I added a piece of tissue in there so that I could see the seam. And if it makes my life easier, it's a hack that's worth hacking with, especially if it keeps me able to do tasks, but for myself, for longer. Yep. And it will just come out in the wash. I just did not use that much. See that? It adds no extra bulk to the seam itself, and boom, we're done. It would just helped to become that fast. So I hope that tip helped, but I hope that's something, if you're trying to hem a pair of pants and it's hard to see the contrast between the two, I hope that helps. That's one of my favorite senior, there I am. It's one of my favorite senior tips. Let me know if that helps any. And like I said, in a wash or two, all of that will be gone. It did not come to the front. You can use any paper, but you definitely want it. Oof, I take my, oh, that's a lot of magnification on my sewing glasses. But that is one of my sewing tips, so that I can see, especially it's easy during the day when I can get enough light on my project and I can get enough I can get enough light. But at night, if I want to do something and it's color on color, I'm not really seeing the differences anymore, those subtle lines and trying to exactly stitch where it needs to be. I might miss it. So I hope that that trick helps. And I hope the trick with the tape helps. I really love that tape. It helps set things. Like I said, if you have trouble putting a zipper in and navigating around a zipper with the pins, you know, and how when you put a pin, a straight pin in, it creates like a little bump. But with that double stick sewing tape, and it has to be sewing tape, don't use regular, it creates a flat line that you can stitch on, and it literally became a game changer in my life. So those are my sewing hacks of the day. What do you think? Let me know. I think that's where we are. You want to go in the kitchen and cook? All right. I will sit and do that. I do need to write a note to myself, excuse me. My son's birthday is near, and so he's receiving a lot of gifts, and he reminded me of a gift that I bought him a long time ago this year that I have not given him yet. So I need to write a note to go find the coffee grinder. Yes, I do. So in the meantime, let me write that note. We'll lay the pants out. That was my tip. They're all sewed up. Oh, Lord, don't tell me I did the same side twice. No, I didn't. Make sure I didn't leave any threads. Oh, I did. There's one. Talking and sewing. Did you hear what I said? I was so afraid I had sewed the same side up twice. That would be such a me move. Then I would have to get my magnifying glass out with my seam ripper and get to work. But I didn't. So we are all A-okay on that one. But that tissue paper or tissue or toilet paper, any fine paper is the way to go. I have dog toys everywhere. I don't know what we're doing. So let's see which child this is. Nope, not the child I was looking for. All right, tonight we are doing taco salad. So let's head that way. I'm gonna spin you around. Mo. There we go.
Oh, I was about to start washing the dishes.
It's okay. I'll get them.
I'll go back on.
All right.
I'll just read.
All right. I'll holler when I'm finished.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. We're coming in here. I got some corn. I got some. Yeah. I can't wait to paint these walls. All right. So for tonight's taco salad-y kind of thing, I went ahead and just got the seasoning because I didn't feel like dumping my own in. Ooh, my son's egg. I got some corn. We'll go ahead and cook the corn, and then 2 of the pieces of corn I will keep whole, and the other 2 I'm going to cut off of the cob and add in with rice and tomatoes and add as a topping to be added. I'm also going to go ahead and get some black beans soaking. I think that's the first thing, to get some black beans soaking and boiling so we can have those to add. So let's get some black beans out. Does anybody else use dried beans? I am. The white beans. And queen of, hold on, let me turn you guys around. I hate not being able to see what we're seeing together. Okay. I just like to see myself, I guess. All right. There we go. There we go. Thank you guys for being here. I do love a good black bean. I don't need a whole lot. Even though I didn't soak them overnight, it is only 12:30. I don't need the beans until 4:30. I have plenty of time to let a small quantity boil, but the first step in using any bean is to wash it. So I am going to try to not use too much. I think we'll just take, I just use this cap as a measuring cup. I don't know. I always look at beans when they're dry in the bowl and say, oh, that's not much, forgetting they're going to expand. Right. So we'll go ahead and wash. Yeah. See, and then I look at them and it just doesn't look like enough. But it's only, I need to stop. I need to stop. We're not feeding 20 people. And that's my problem. Having grown up in a big family, looking at serving sizes is extraordinarily difficult. So, there you go. All right. I have my beans. They are soaking. I am going to go ahead and cook the meat and let that season. And go ahead and get the, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cook, oh, I just stuck my finger up my nose. I'm going to go ahead and cook the meat. And I'll let that kind of season and marinate a little bit and get delicious. I did get tortillas for them to be able to use. I didn't make my own tortillas because I'm just not that good. I'm not that good at it. However, there is no telling where it will all go, right? All right, I got my meat. And it's actually cow beef. That being said, we'll just turn it on, right? I don't need anything special. I am the worst cook of protein, so we'll just do that, and then add that, and do this, and do that, and we can go ahead and get the rice cooked, and that will, do you use cast iron pans? I do. It's a good source of iron. It adds iron into all of your food. A little true fact. There you go. You know, we even have these zucchinis. I bet I can chop them up and cook them when I cook the beans, and I'll add a little extra oomph. So I have the corn, the rice, the beans. I'll add the zucchinis. I have the onions. Also do the, I have onions. I love cooking with onions. I'm sure there are benefits. I hope there are a lot of benefits. I don't know what they are. Do you? Maybe it's something we should look into. So, anyway, we have corn, onions. I'm going to cook the onions with the beef, actually. We'll chop up that zucchini, add into our meat. When I'm adding the seasoning and the marinade part, we'll have rice, and then everybody can kind of build their own bowl. I love a good bowl. I love a good bowl. I hate eating out of plates. I like bowls. With that being said, guys, I will see you all tonight at 6 o'clock for World News. Hope you have a fabulous day. Hope you had a fabulous lunch. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.